Hi, everyone. Welcome to the first grade recording of orientation for all our incoming kindergartners and to first grade. So, I'm Mrs. King. I am the principal of the Shawsheen Elementary School, and this is a snip of the first grade orientation. So I'm just going to go through the slideshow. Most of this information is the same, and not much has changed since last year, or if you had students previously at Shawsheen, then and most of the things are the same. So I'm going to talk about a few of the following things here: introductions, arrival dismissal procedures, visitor sign in and sign out, transportation, emergency card, Aspen communication, a little bit about our school culture, and then there'll be an opportunity where the nurse and the counselor will do some questions and answer sessions. I will kind of think back on what was asked, and I will fill you in on anything like that. So, at the presentation when we were online, these individuals were there. This is just to put a picture with the name. Vanessa Souza is our new PAC president for starting for next year. And Mr. Welch is my assistant principal. Mrs. Gibbs is a school counselor. Mrs. Lipsky was representing the first grade teachers. Miss Callery is our school nurse. And Mrs. Keating is our administrative assistant. So, arrival and procedures for the Shawsheen Elementary School. Drop off, if you are a car rider, drop off is at 8:30. And students are tardy at 8:40. The door will be shut in the back. Everybody goes through the back. I'll show you a little picture of that. And 3 o'clock is dismissal. Now, if students are taking the bus, if the buses arrive at 8:25, we let students line up early at 8:25 to get them settled so the buses can go to the other schools. But we still don't allow car riders to get out of the car until 8:30. That's when our crossing guard arrives. So here you can see a overview picture, and I know it looks confusing, but once you get a hang of it, if you're doing car ride or drop off or pickup, it's very simple. So we have two painted yellow lines. The cars go in between. The crossing guard is right at the first crosswalk. Mr. Welch is outside. I'm usually outside. The buses go around the other in between area there so it doesn't interfere. You cannot take a left. You do have to follow traffic taking a right. We do have a sign up that permits people to go out the other way during morning and afternoon car rider, because the buses cannot get in and somebody could end up colliding with the bus. So we do not want that to happen. So hopefully everybody will follow those rules. If not, sometimes we have the safety officer out there to help guide everybody the first couple of weeks. If your child needs extra love and care for drop-off, we ask that you park the car and walk them to the crosswalk. We need all parents to stay in the vehicles and kids to exit on their own out on the yellow line, and then they will safely walk across. We have a lot of cars in the morning, and there's no way that we can maintain traffic and getting everybody in on time if parents are getting out of the car. So if you do need that extra hug, extra kiss, you need to get their backpacks ready or unbuckled, you're more than welcome to pull over in a slot and then just walk them to the crosswalk as not to hold up the line. Safety and security, just like Boutwell, we have cameras at the front door. You have to be buzzed in. All of the doors are locked. We have the Raptor system that started last year. So when you come in, you must have an ID on you. It scans it, and then you'll get a tag that says volunteer and where you're going. If anyone's doing CARES is at the back door. We call it the dumpster store. There's actually stairs that lead to that door, and there is a code there, and you would use that code to get in. That code is only available during those CARES hours in the morning or in the afternoon. All staff have ID badges, and we wear them all the time, so it is very noticeable if anybody is ever in the building without a badge or a volunteer pass. Somebody will ask you for that. When you come in to sign in, you have to use the visitor sign in, and as I said, you'll get a badge that says that where you're headed. Everyone's asked to always enter and exit through the front door for security reasons. And just like the other schools, we practice our ALICE protocol 2 or 3 times a year. We practice fire drills monthly and evacuation drills. Transportation. So the bus routes are usually posted about 2 weeks prior to school starting. So you do need to sign up for transportation. The information was sent out a few weeks ago. Lisa Ferretra is the bus coordinator. You're welcome to reach out to her, or if you ever have any questions about anything and you're not sure who to reach out to, you can always reach out to me and I'll direct your email to the appropriate person. Car rider procedures, we sort of talked about the morning. For the PM car rider procedures, you will form like 4 lines in the back. Everybody will be out there directing you the first couple of weeks, so you'll get the hang of it. And you will have a sign on your window that says your child's name, the teacher's room number, and the teacher's name, and you keep it on your window only for pickup. And what we do is we have a teacher out there with the walkie-talkie, and then we have all the kids lined up by the order of the cars. And it seems like, oh, you're never going to get out of here. We're usually done by 3:10. It takes about 10 minutes to get through all of car rider procedures. It does actually run very efficiently. Of course, the first couple of weeks, things are slow. So just know that it's not always going to be that way, but as kids are getting used to the routine and new families, it takes a little bit longer. Same with buses. Just be aware, be at the bus stop a little earlier than usual, and it could be a little late those first couple of weeks until the routes are sort of all established, okay? Bus safety, we do bus safety in October. We go over that with the police and the bus drivers, and all the kids go on the bus and they practice bus safety. That way, even if they don't take the bus, they know how to use the bus for field trips or any other events that we take the students to. The big difference between kindergarten and first grade is that they are on the bus now with first graders do fifth graders. We try to keep the first graders in the front of the bus. So, to keep a little bit of a separation. There are cameras on the bus. If something's happening, please let us know. The bus drivers do have conduct reports, and they will write things up, and when they do, we do investigate any situation that comes our way. We try to remind kids that the bus really isn't a social time. It is a time for them to get a ride to and from school, and most students are not on the bus for that long length of time. But please don't wait. If something's going on, please let us know and make sure we handle it. The first day of school for our kindergartners, when they get off the bus or car riders, they're going to be lining up outside for the first couple of days. And their kindergarten teachers, the first day, will be here to greet them and help walk them to their lines. So that's a tradition that we've done here for a while, because kindergarten starts a few days after we do as elementary. So that is something that the children feel good about. Emergency cards. Okay, so emergency cards are the same as last year. If you've been in Wilmington Public School, you will get an email. You must go online. Even if you filled out the emergency cards last year, it doesn't matter. Every year you have to refill it out. You don't have to re-enter everything. You can check off that you want everything the same. Aspen is my main means of communication, so you want to make sure the emails are correct in there, because that's where I send emails from. You also need to make sure that, if you're signing off on photos or all the different things in the handbook, those all have to be signed up ahead of time. We need the emergency cards in the system before school starts. So, Aspen student absences and attendance. Okay, so online and sign off through Aspen, we talked about that. Everything is through Aspen. If there is a custody or restraint issue, okay, let me just move my camera up here. If there is anything at all, we must have a copy of that. If we don't have a copy of that, then we don't know that to have that on file. So if there are any custody or restraint issues, and it also has to be updated. If it's expired, we can't go by that. If we have one and it expires while your student is here, we always do a call to remind families that we need an updated, or it's null and void. Student absences. So kindergarten is different than first grade, because in kindergarten, it's not required. But absences, attendance is required once you hit first grade through the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education. So it's in the handbook. It's very clear. Um, if it's over 5, over 7 unexcused absences, it's excessive. 18 absences, the state considers retention. You wouldn't believe how many absences can build up. You sort of have like 5, I call, that you can play around with. So if your kid has a cold, you don't need to go to the doctor. Keep your child home if you want to. If they, you know what I mean, if you know they're not feeling well, but they don't fall in those terms. Or if they had a stomach bug. You have about 5 of those that you can have unexcused. It's when you get more than that that it becomes a problem a year. So, and then what builds up on that is, okay, my kid was sick 5 sporadic days, or they were sick for a whole week. If your child's sick for more than 3 days, then you probably would see a doctor anyways. So just make sure that you get those doctor's notes, and then we can excuse those absences. You'll still get a letter because according to the state, they want to know the total number of absences, but in our files, at least it's listed as excused, okay? 18, as I said, over 7 is excessive, but it's when you add vacation days onto those sick days. Nobody likes to think their child's going to be out sick for 5 days, but then if you take a vacation for 5 days, now you're at 10 and now you're over the limit. So it's usually not the sick days that push you over the limit. It's usually those other days that end up adding up. You would receive a letter. We always are available to help you. We're trying to support families. We have a family engagement specialist. If your child's having a hard time coming to school, if there's other obstacles that are preventing your child to come to school. And also, if your child is sick and they are sick for a long period of time and there's an illness or there's something going on, you also want to contact us because we could provide some type of, if they qualify for home hospital tutoring. We also do parent meetings when you reach a certain amount of absences to support families. So absent letters are sent home quarterly unless for some reason in between the quarter something happened that really made the absences go above and beyond. Vacation policy is also in the handbook, and we do not provide work or anything ahead of time for vacations. The students are missing a lot because the teachers don't, how school works now. They're doing a lot of curriculum. A lot of the things are online. A lot of it is talking and working collaboratively, not just paperwork that students can do. And always call in if your child's going to be dismissed, tardy, or absent. You can call the attendance line number or email the attendance line. All of those go directly to Mrs. Keating, who marks everything and takes a note of everything to make sure that everybody's safe. If you don't call and we don't get a message, we will send a reminder call out. If we still don't hear from you by 10:30-ish, we start to call emergency numbers and may even do a safety check to make sure that everything's okay. Communication, we have what's called School Messenger. That's via phone or email. So whatever numbers again that you have through Aspen, everything goes through there electronically. I typically don't do a phone message unless there was some type of emergency that happened that you needed to get a phone message. I usually use Aspen for emails. I do a s'mores newsletter that happens every week. I try to send it on Thursdays before the weekend hits. And it really has all the information you need to know about the upcoming week, special dates, anything I want to communicate. I tend not to just send out single emails when something comes up. I really save everything so that you have it all in one place. The newsletters can be translated. There's a button on top where you hit translate, and then you can translate all the newsletters. We do have our website that we keep up to date. There's the Shawsheen website and the district website. Even the district calendar is already posted for next year. I also have a coloring book posted that all your students got when they visited Shawsheen. You're welcome to reprint that out and use it as a social story. We have Principal King Facebook, so if you are on Facebook, I tend to post things on Facebook and Twitter that are more just like day-to-day things that are happening here, maybe a couple of pictures of student work, or if we're having assembly. I don't put things like our newsletter on Facebook or Twitter. Those are strictly emailed out to just families. As I said, I use Aspen. I'm always available by phone or email. I check my email all the time. Unless there's an auto reply, I will always get back to you. And I have podcasts going on. I haven't done too many new podcasts this year, but they are all published. You're welcome to listen to them. Some of them are about all the testing we do in first grade. One is what to expect at parent-teacher conferences. So there's different topics. Some are on the community, and they're all to support families. None of them are more than about 20 minutes long. But if you're interested in podcasts, I'm going to probably continue to do that a bit next year. And brand new is our YouTube channel, and the content is created by students. It is really taken off. The kids love it. In fact, next week they all came up with catchphrases, and I will be voting on the best catchphrase on Thursday. So they're very excited about that. It's mainly going to be for third graders to record the content, but first and second graders can certainly contribute. And it's for anybody to watch. So it is on YouTube, and if you want to catch up on Shawsheen, you can go ahead on to any of these things already and start following them or subscribing, and you'll get a good sense of the culture. Open house date is already out. It's going to be 9-3. It usually starts at 5:30. I do different times for grade levels. That will come out in August when I send the newsletter out right before school starts. School culture. We have school norms and expectations. We follow the 3 R's: respect, responsibility, and resilience. We have all school meetings once a month where we talk about various challenges. We celebrate student successes, staff successes, and we usually have some type of theme where we're reading a book about something and talking about it, turning and talking. We talk a lot about our school goals, and if anything's coming up, we discuss that as a group. We do have a mentor-mentee initiative that usually starts in November. We base that on some of our panorama results on social emotional, or if students just need an extra, it's 20 minutes a week with a staff member that volunteers to take their lunch and sit and make a connection with the student. If that was something, you would get an email or a letter notifying you that your child was selected to join in on that. It's a great initiative. We also do PBIS. We've been running it for about 8 years here. You'll see that we have all these little paws. Where are they? Here's one. So students get paws for being respectful, resilient, or responsible. And then all the paws go in a bucket, and we weigh them, and we change it all the time. We also have morning announcements once a week on Mondays. I make a video announcements for kids to tell them what's going on for the week and any reminders. You may have heard, because it's very popular, our book vending machine. And our book vending machine has golden tokens. And yes, it's a vending machine. And you type in the number and a book comes out. And the kids love it. So sometimes if students go above and beyond in the community, a parent's welcome to email me and tell me about it. And then I recognize them at all school meeting, and they get an extra golden token. Everyone gets a golden token on their birthday. So everybody will always get a book. Even summer birthdays, we're already doing those now. And golden awards, every specialist gives away a golden award. It's literally a big plate that has the specialist name on it. And all the students in the whole building participate. And once a week, someone gets a golden award for their classroom. So if, for example, A3 in first grade met all their stars or whatever the criteria was in music, and they got more than anybody else, then that classroom would receive that golden award, and then the golden award sits on the teacher's desk for the whole week. And the kids feel very proud, and they get very excited every week. And you can earn up to 5 golden awards a week. We've never had that happen yet, but it would be cool if it did. And I talked a little bit about the pause. So the school nurse is not on here to communicate what she does, but I will tell you, because I've been doing this for a long time with her. So we already had a transition meeting for any students with allergies. If you missed that meeting or an allergy comes up, you're welcome to contact the nurse, Mrs. Calorie. We do have separate tables and things like that, but most kids enjoy sitting in general seating, and if your child is one of those, you would have to sign a permission form for that. The nurse will send out an email before school starts to collect all kinds of medications. If your child goes down to the nurse's office and they just need a Band-Aid or something simple, she'll probably just send an email home saying that. But if it's anything else, she will call. If you ever have any concerns or questions about anything, or your child's on any kind of medications, you just contact the nurse directly via email, phone, and she will get right back to you. Okay. So, the PAC, as I said, Vanessa Souza is our new PAC president. Everyone is really a member of the PAC, whether you go to the meetings or not. And the PAC funds a lot of things that we need. All of the first grade students are going to get a Shawsheen Elementary to School t-shirt, and it will have the 3 R's on them. And what we do is we buy one size, and then every year we give all students an opportunity to buy a new one for like $6. So usually we get them in about October, and they wear them at all school meetings and on spirit days. So the PAC funds and pays for our enrichment programs, our reading incentive programs, teacher luncheon, field day popsicles, teacher raffle, teacher resources, and they do a lot of raffles and fundraising throughout the year. They also pay for field trips, for busing. They give a certain amount of money, and it really helps to cut that cost. They're just a wonderful group of people that are there to help and support us, to pick programs and to fund those things. Parenting Pause is an organization some of you may have heard about, and there's just some information on Pause if you are interested in joining them or following them. They do a lot of work to help the school system. And some of you may know about WOW, and we go to WOW often when we need support. And if any of you need support at all at home, WOW is a wonderful program that will help support you. WOW purchases us jackets and hats and coats for the winter time, backpacks, things like that. If you are ever in need at any point of anything like that, please just reach out to me. It becomes confidential, and we'll make sure that your child has whatever they need.
Thank you so much.
Right. Okay, we're going to shut that off. So a question and answer session. I didn't really get too many questions last time, but if you have any questions, you're welcome to email me directly. And we are always available, and there's never a question that's too silly. If you're ever up at night worrying about anything about school, always reach out. I don't want any parent to be worried. I also don't want you to resort to social media for answers. Contact me. I have the answers. Somebody in my school will have the answers. If you're confused about something, if anything's going on, reach out to the source. And I'm always there to give you the correct information. So thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed this presentation.